is train day. I am so excited to be doing a proper train travel vlog. I feel like it's been forever, but I'm super pumped to be taking the Amtrak Borealis train, which is a new train as of May 2024 on Amtrak. It starts in Chicago and ends in Minneapolis, but since I am based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I am taking it from Milwaukee to Minneapolis, St. Paul, and it's about 6 hours on the train, which if you've been here for a while, you know that is shorter for me. I'm normally on the train for 52 hours or 46 hours or 35 hours or taking a tequila train or something crazy like that. So I am really excited to be taking a more low-key train route experience. On the way there, I'll be taking the train in coach class, and on the way back, I'll be taking it in business class. So I'll be able to show you all the differences between the two because they are two different price points. And if you want to decide if it's worth the splurge or not, I'm gonna have an answer for you by the end of this video. But this is also a mix of a solo trip because I will be in Minneapolis, St. Paul solo. It's also a remote social work trip because I am working tomorrow and Friday. And then of course it is a train trip too, as I'm showing you all my experience on the Borealis route. So I have about an hour and a half or so until the train leaves. I'm gonna get a bit early to the train station because when you're in coach, it is first come, first serve. And since the train is coming from Chicago, I'm sure there are gonna be people who are going to be on the train. So I wanna make sure I get a window seat, maybe on the left side of the train or so. I'm feeling that's gonna give me some great views. So we're gonna see how that turns out. But I'm gonna get my stuff together. We're gonna hop in an Uber and head to downtown Milwaukee. As of May 2024, the Amtrak Borealis is the newest Amtrak route in the Midwest. The entire route is from Chicago to St. Paul, which takes 7.5 hours. It's similar to the Empire Builder, but shorter as it doesn't go all the way to Seattle or Portland, which I do have a previous vlog on. It also makes more stops in Wisconsin. Since I'm based in Milwaukee, the ride is only 6 hours long to the Twin Cities, though we did have a slight delay. Though I normally opt for the cross-country routes, I was looking for a shorter getaway for the weekend, and this one definitely did the trick. So let's sit back, read a book, enjoy our snacks, and glide along the Midwestern views from Milwaukee to St. Paul to end up in Minneapolis. We have made it to Minneapolis, or I think this is St. Paul, but I made it. I'm off the train, and now I'm headed to my Sonder apartment for the next few days. After a slight delay, I made it to Minneapolis about an hour later than anticipated, but not too bad. I caught an Uber to my accommodations, ordered a pizza, and called it a night. But I woke up early the next day before work to go to the Dripping Root, the only Black-owned pressed juice bar in Minneapolis. Their space is super cute with lots of bright colors and plants, and they offer so many delicious flavors that I got 3. I think my favorite was the Nipsey Drip, but they also offer fruit and granola bowls too. I highly recommend visiting them on your visit to Minneapolis. You can add extra toppings to your bowl and really make what you want. Hello, we are off the train and in this gorgeous Sonder apartment. However, before I tell you a bit about where I'm staying, I want to talk about the train experience and my experience as a solo traveler on the Amtrak Borealis. It was really smooth for the most part. There isn't really too much to say. I think after taking so many long train rides, for me, it's really refreshing to take a shorter one where I'm not spending 2 or 3 days on the train. However, the main issue with this train was that there was no air conditioning. And I took this train on Juneteenth, and Juneteenth this year was very, very hot in Milwaukee. It was in the 90s yesterday. And so when we got on the train, I couldn't even vlog because I was frantically trying to find a good seat for the ride while also trying to find a car that wasn't blistering hot. Like, it was so hot and so stuffy on the train yesterday. And only 2 of the cars. So the car I did sit in was relatively cool. It wasn't the coolest one, but it was cool enough for me to sit back, relax, and enjoy the train ride. I had my snacks, had some music, my word searches, all that kind of stuff. But my car was fine. It was still a little bit hotter than I would have liked it to, but I think the issue was that the air wasn't circulating because I could feel it, but like not feel it. Yet the plus side is that it wasn't like that the whole time. So the further we got like away from Milwaukee and more going, I guess, northwest over to St. Paul, which is where the train stops, it got a lot cooler, and I honestly enjoyed the rest of the trip. So the first like hour or 2 was a bit rough, but the rest of the ride was pretty decent and I enjoyed myself. So I will say that. And the last thing I did notice was that St. Paul and Minneapolis are 2 separate things. I think if you're not from here, you just call them the Twin Cities, but they are literally the Twin Cities in the sense of St. Paul is 20 minutes away from Minneapolis, but the train station is in St. Paul. So if you are going on this trip and you're trying to decide where you want to stay, it really just depends on what you want to do. A lot of things I will be doing are in Minneapolis, so it made sense for me to catch the Uber over to Minneapolis yesterday. It was only 20 minutes, so again, not super far, but if you're planning this trip, that is something to note. However, I do want to show you all where I'm staying too. This is a Sonder apartment. No, I'm not a girl who makes up my bed, hardly ever. It gets on my mom's nerves so bad. But here is the apartment. I booked this on a website called Sonder, which seems like a mix of an Airbnb and a hotel experience. So you get the amenities of an Airbnb, like a couch, you get a bed, you get a washer and dryer, a stove, a sink, a refrigerator, all of that. But there is no like host. There are people who are at the front desk, but most of the check-in is online. You don't have to do anything and they send you the instructions. So it's really cool, I think, but I do like the apartment a lot. I think it's really spacious. I would love to stay in one of these for a bit longer term. I think they're meant for people who are staying in places a bit longer. And there are people who do live in this building here in the North Loop, downtown Minneapolis. So I think it would be great if I have a longer trip planned and I need to do, you know, more things and I need to wash clothes during that trip. Oh, almost forgot. This is really nice. Like this is definitely like an apartment. And I think if you are someone who works remotely too and is looking for a shorter term place to stay, you should look into Sonder. With that said, let's get back to work. One question I get a lot is why I don't work remotely on the trains, and the answer is that there isn't Wi-Fi even on these shorter routes. So as someone with a remote 9 to 5, I normally plan on working at least one day once I get to my location because I normally leave on a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So that's the plan for this trip. It's a mix of a solo trip and a work trip, but Sonder had really strong Wi-Fi to make working worth it. However, to enjoy my evening after work, I decided to check out Owamni, an Indigenous restaurant with a James Beard winning menu. It has a decolonized menu, which means they don't have food like dairy, wheat, flour, cane sugar, beef, pork, or chicken. So I was very intrigued to see what dishes they were going to create. So I ordered this duck pupusa with like a spicy mole on top, and it is so good. I did not know what to expect or what it was going to look like, but I'm a very happy girl. This is delicious. If you're not a solo traveler, definitely make a reservation. Good morning. I woke up to a very gloomy, rainy, cloudy day here in Minneapolis, but we are not going to let it get us down. I am going to get ready, check out of the Sonder apartment as I'm going to a hotel tonight, pack up my things, and then head over to a Black-owned cafe I have been hearing a lot about. So it may be a little rainy, a little wet, a little gloomy, but when it's rainy outside, you know what that means. It's time to go find some real good food. And there are a lot of good food spots I've been hearing so much about here in Minneapolis. So let's go work a little bit and enjoy the rest of our day. As a remote social worker, I love going to Black-owned coffee shops as I am working remotely. So of course I had to look up one here, and I found the Get Down Coffee Company. It's super cute. They sell their own coffee as well as these pastries. I got one of their blueberry cream cheese pull-aparts. It kind of reminded me of a mix of a donut and a muffin all in one. So as you can tell, I was very pleased. I didn't have any meetings, so I did some work here before heading back to check into my new place. Hello and welcome to my new crib. I checked into the Element, which is a Marriott hotel here in Minneapolis, and I got upgraded, y'all, to the bedroom suite. So it has like this little couch area as well as the kitchen and stuff. So it's very much giving what I just left from the Sonder apartment. So it's really nice. The bed is super big. I love all the natural lighting in these spaces here. And obviously, you know, got a nice big old bathroom, a big old closet, and I am really in my element. Like I'm liking Minneapolis a lot. I worked a bit this morning, but now it's time to get some lunch, a very late lunch, and I have a really cool place in mind, so let's go. So that lunch actually did not happen because the place was closed for a private event. So I did have to wait until happy hour, but I found an $8 one at Classic's Kitchen and Cocktails. It is a newer spot in Minneapolis. And listen, I have not eaten plates for $8 in a very long time, and these wings, these fries, the drink, the salmon bites, everything was so good. I think this definitely made up for not having lunch. Okay, I'm at Classic's Kitchen and Cocktails, and I got a bunch of their happy hour treats. I also got their wings. These are their mambo wings. It's like a sweet chili sauce. This place is super cute. It definitely gives like solo date vibes, but also girls happy hour. I like it a lot. And the last thing I got are fries. So we're going to try them. And they taste really fresh. Like they look hand cut. I'm a fan. This definitely makes up for not eating lunch today. I have not had dessert in Minneapolis yet, so I got their ice cream in this really soft cookie. It's so good. It's homemade and it's warm. The perfect way to end a work week. Did I come to Minneapolis just to eat at all the Black and Brown owned restaurants? Perhaps, and thus far, it did not disappoint. Good morning. It is my last full day in Minneapolis, so we are going to try to beat the rain. It looks a little cloudy today, but we've been having a good time eating great food, so I want to keep that up, and I have a bunch of fun places planned for us to go to today. So Operation We Not Letting the Rain Stop Us on this trip is in full effect. And I have not done a proper outfit check during this trip, but if you remember from my Guadalajara vlog, I did some shopping in Tlaquepaque, and this is a little two-piece outfit I got. This is from Orlando. The shoes are always my homegirl Teva, okay? Definitely comes in handy. So Since I did not rent a car in Minneapolis, I've really just been walking or taking the public transportation or Ubering. But I decided to walk to the Breakfast Bar, another Black-owned spot in Minneapolis. I brought my word search, got a mimosa, and of course had to try their chicken and waffles. I thought the chicken and waffles was really delicious. The chicken was well seasoned and crispy, so as you can see, I had no issue stuffing my face with the waffles too. I do like my waffles a bit crispier, but I did like it overall. They had really great vibe, good music, and it was a really nice spot to come to start off my last day in Minneapolis. Brunch was delicious, as everything has been here in Minneapolis. Now we're headed to the metro to do a non-food related activity that I'm actually really excited about because it'll be my first time visiting. Aside from maybe Chicago, us Midwesterners are not known for our public transport like a city such as New York, but I do love taking public transport no matter where I am as a solo traveler. So I hopped on the metro. It was only $4 for an all-day pass because I had never been to Mall of America. For as long as I've lived in the Midwest, I may have gone when I was a kid, but I feel like it's a thing you have to do. And as someone who isn't really into amusement parks, I decided to get out my comfort zone and get on a ride. There were way more rides than I anticipated, and I realized I knew nothing about Mall of America. I don't know what I expected when I said I wanted to go to Mall of America, but this is kind of wild. You can truly get lost in the Mall of America, and I think it lives up to the name. It's very big, it's very extra. So I decided to take the Pepsi Orange Streak ride because it was about $9 for a ride, and I decided it seemed super cute. People of all ages are doing it, so why not enjoy myself a little? And we are moving, and we're going up. Woo! Oh, you're going through a cave now. Anytime there are super calm moments, I'm like, oh my gosh, something really, really fast is coming. Here we go! Woo! That was a lot of fun. My hair is a little messy, but the wig didn't fall off. We didn't lose any earrings. It was a really good little ride. After embracing my inner child, which I did not know I needed to do, but was so much fun at Mall of America, I want something a bit more calmer and took the metro back on the same line to Minnehaha Falls. This is a park. It was really beautiful. I had no idea there was a waterfall in Minneapolis, so I was pleasantly surprised. But of course, your girl was hungry again, and I wasn't going to let a little rain stop me. So shout out to the hotel who let me borrow an umbrella for the weekend, because I ended up at a place I have been before, the Midtown Global Market. I came here a few years ago and I fell in love with it. It was one of the first food halls I think I had been to in a very long time at that time, which now is a concept you see all around the country. But they have all kinds of food. There's even a grocery store in the Midtown Global Market. So I know I wanted to come back and support at least one of the businesses here. So they have a mix of everything though, y'all. Clothes, Jamaican food, sushi, Indian food. Like literally everyone can find something to eat here. So I sat down to enjoy a nice hearty lunch myself. It is pouring raining outside, but I have a nice Moroccan salad sampler plate to keep me full as we stay dry. I'm at the Midtown Global Market in Minneapolis, and I'm at the Moroccan Flavors restaurant. The food is so delicious. I got some beets, I got some spicy marinated olives, I have some tomato, cucumber, onion mix, I have chickpeas, some couscous, some marinated roasted vegetables, some peppers. We got a lot going on here, and I'm very, very pleased. I'm very hungry. It's been a while, and I feel like I haven't had a lot of vegetables today, or just in the past few days, so I want to make sure I get my veggies in. Everything is so flavorful, so seasoned. You really can never go wrong with Moroccan food, no matter where you are in the world. I also have a traditional Moroccan tea. It's iced. I'm having flashbacks to when I was in Morocco almost 10 years ago in 2015 when I was studying abroad in Spain. So maybe this is a sign that I need to make my way back there really soon. The rain just would not let me be great, so after resting up a bit, I headed to dinner at one last spot called Stepchild with a glass of wine and my word search in tow. I ordered their sweet potato fritters as well as some Brussels sprouts. If you're headed here, it's very much an American, new American style restaurant, and it was a great way to end my last night in Minneapolis because the next morning it was time to head out to get back on the train to go back to Milwaukee. It is train day take 2. I am headed back on the Amtrak Borealis to Milwaukee from Minneapolis, St. Paul, technically. I took an Uber here this morning and got here a little early just to check out the station. I felt like I was super rushed when I came in the first time, and it's a really big and beautiful station, actually. It's way bigger than the one in Milwaukee. There isn't a cafe or anything to sit down and relax at, which I was hoping there was going to be because I didn't bring any snacks. So I'm gonna see if there's some place nearby I can grab something quick, but it's a very beautiful station. There's even a whole lounge just for the Amtrak Empire Builder, which is the other train on Amtrak that comes through here on their way to Seattle or Portland that I did last year. I do have a vlog about it if you want to check it out, but I'm really excited to take the train and be in business class. I am kind of sad though because this has been the best weather that I've had since being in Minnesota, and it's my day to leave. But that's all right because there'll be more opportunities to come back later. So I'm gonna go find a spot to kick it, relax a little bit, maybe enjoy the weather as I'll be on the train for most of the day because it leaves at 11:50. So I have about an hour until it's time to board, to relax, find some place to go, and just hang out before it's time to be on the train for the rest of the day. The train arrived on time and I immediately headed to the cafe car. I recently got the Amtrak credit card, and honestly, it's been really nice because I can use it on the train to buy any snacks, though they did give us a drink and a snack pack on this train because the hot water was not working. So we got this cute little snack pack to enjoy. To no one's surprise, I did like the extra space in business class, and also the windows are a bit wider so you can enjoy the views better. But overall, this ride was super smooth and the air did work, so it wasn't super hot on the train either, which made it easy to glide along the Midwestern views, read a book, and relax on my way back to Milwaukee. I would definitely take this ride again. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me in Minneapolis. As always, stay curious and relax and enjoy the views and sounds of train travel.